Welp, uh, this happened. You know those YouTubers, they exist in a sphere completely different than what you're interested in. You don't know much about them, but you still think they're probably fine, they're probably alright dudes. And then you find out they are the opposite of alright. Yeah, that's about my experience with all this Miranda Singh stuff. So there's this guy named Adam who made a bunch of fan pages for Colleen, which then led him to 2017 where he would talk directly to her when he was 13 years old. Now, this wasn't a standard, hey bro, love your memes type of convo. This ended up turning into a weird personal, professional, hybrid relationship between the two. Because Colleen starts telling him private details about her divorce with her ex-husband. Colleen was 30 at the time, so we're already in territory that makes me go, what are you doing, bro? But then Colleen starts asking this kid to do like recon for her, looking up drama about her ex-husband Josh, friends of hers, ex-friends of hers, bro, even just fans of hers. And Adam then said this caused the gossip sites to talk about him. After this, Adam's parents were, in my opinion, rightfully concerned. So they said, hey Adam, could you please, for your own sake, distance yourself from these people? Which he started doing. But he says Colleen would do things that would end up leading him back in. An example he gives, if she subscribed to his YouTube channel, and then after she subscribed, she goes, hey bro, can you give me some more info, please? But the weirdest one to me is she goes, hey Adam, why don't you come to VidCon? I'll pay for your flight. You can bring two other people with you. And this never ended up happening. She never brought him to VidCon, but she still used this as like a carrot on a stick just to get him to feed him more info.
Or in one case, making me believe that I would be flown out to America to go to VidCon. Me and my brother would be, along with someone else in the fandom. There's no need to mention their name. And that was strung along for ages as well, to the point where me and my brother actually bought an external one of them wall plugs for America, and then that just never happened.
Did she actually intend to bring him to VidCon and something else fell through? I don't know. Either way, it's just weird to me. And a 30-year-old woman paying for a flight of like three random kids. Like, even with the context of they're just fans of hers, they're just like her drama hunting minions or something. I feel like Eddie Parrott would be suspicious of that. And I cannot argue against that, bro. Why is an adult paying for the flight of these kids to go to VidCon? I don't. I've never heard a good thing happen at VidCon, bro. I wouldn't let kids skateboard in the parking lot unsupervised at VidCon, dude. Also, I neglected to mention Adam is in Ireland. VidCon is in the States. I'm pretty sure it's around like the LA area. This lady was about to pay for an across the pond round trip flight for these kids, if she even planned to fly them out there. On the topic of the divorce, Adam said he was super affected by everything Colleen was telling him. And yeah, I understand why. He himself said that he thought Colleen and Josh were such a good couple and that's what you should aspire to be. And then hearing all this ugly stuff happen behind the scenes, it's just, not only does it shatter like the idealized view you had of them, but Colleen herself is telling this information to Adam. So now it's almost like he's like in the midst of the divorce. And he still was only like 13 or 14 around this time too. We're gonna get into it in a bit, but Colleen, it seems like she was known for trying to manipulate people and like guilt trip and stuff. I wonder if telling Adam about this divorce was like a way to make Adam feel closer to her, to make him feel like, I don't know, a closer friend, and he should help her out like a close friend would to you. Because stuff like that is something not everybody would just tell everyone, you know. That's a very personal thing. People would usually just save that to the most trusted people in their circle. Maybe Adam was supposed to feel like he was part of the really close circle of Colleen, so he would feel obligated to like feed her info and stuff. Alright, we're still in 2016 here, and Colleen and Corey being one of Colleen's IRL friends, they were doing a live stream together. They then found Adam's Twitter, which was quite humorous, it seems. They tickled their funny bones sufficiently, so they decided what a normal person would do when they see something that gives you a hearty giggle. They sent him lingerie. You know, you could lock me in like solitary confinement and like tie me up so I can't do anything but get lost in my own thoughts. You could leave me that for like 9 years. I don't think I could come up with the idea of sending lingerie to a 13, 14-year-old that I thought was funny. And then Colleen is like, sending him the lingerie was just supposed to be a joke. Which, okay, it's just a joke. Not a very good one. You sent a minor lingerie. I don't know, bro. I don't know. If you find Colleen's humor funny, you stay tuned. We got more jokes from her coming up.
Your Twitter account is making me laugh so much. Oh my god, that makes me laugh. I want to send him something. Do you want the bra, Adam?
Adam, do you want the bra and panties? Tweet right now.
Oh my god. Yeah, Adam, let me know what you want. He's in Ireland. Hi, Adam. I love you. Okay. I'm sending him something. Okay, maybe he'll want the panties. Although then his parents will be like, "You're not allowed to watch who is sending you panties." He'd be like, "Mom, don't worry. I watched a boy wear them online first."
Alright, I enjoy some quirky humor. I enjoy a couple jokes about children, but I feel like there's a line between talking, like vaguely referencing children in your joke and involving your actual or an actual child in the joke. Like if you just told me about like sending a kid lingerie, that's kind of, I would laugh because I would assume it wasn't real. But since you actually did this, I'm like, do I need to keep an eye on you? Do I need to call up the FBI? Anyways, we're gonna enter the Meghan Trainor arc of this saga. If you know Colleen, you know about this one. Basically, Adam became Colleen's social media manager for the Miranda Sings account. For some reason, I don't know why she didn't just pay like an actual social media manager. She's like, hey, let's just get this random kid. Anyways, in March 2020, Colleen came in with I'm coming out. I hope you all can accept me on her Twitter. Turns out she's coming out as a Meghan Trainor fan. Now, this is not a thing that people like you to joke about. They don't like you to be like, hey, I'm coming out, and then you're just coming in with like some random unrelated thing that has nothing to do with actually coming out. Keep in mind, Colleen approved this too. It's not like she's a blameless party in this. So seeing everybody upset on Twitter, Colleen starts freaking out in DMs to Adam. And Adam shows some of the DMs that Colleen sent to him. And if you look at them, a lot of people consider what Colleen doing is guilt tripping. You can see her in the messages. She's like, I'm near tears talking with everybody. I'm really hurt by this. It feels like she's trying to play up how hurt and sensitive she is to try and get Adam to feel bad. Which it worked. Adam said he was going through it that day. It seems like he felt he just put a big old target on a close friend's back and he didn't mean to. So that day was not a fun day. Maybe you could have just bought like a social media manager or hired one. I mean, I know they did this because the Miranda character was down. That's why they tweeted some wacky stuff. But it's not like Colleen's entire brand was suffering. I feel like she could have just hired some social media manager for this situation. Seems like a pretty easy way to avoid this. After all of this, Adam sends a final goodbye message to Colleen. And then he logs out of the account. And then for some reason, Colleen deletes every single tweet he made after he logged out. Bro, with just this one tweet, you didn't have to delete everything. But we're not done yet. Here comes Corey. Because he found a Twitter account that was like, talking smack about Colleen, her fans, and her friends. And for some reason, he thought Adam was behind it. So he starts talking to this about the group chat that they had with all of the other young fans of Colleen. That Adam was behind this account. He was not, by the way. He was not behind that account. I don't know what Corey was smoking. So Adam sends this message. This is the actual, final goodbye.
Been told by multiple people about how you and Corey have been running around saying I run a hate account for people who support you, which is extremely disappointing that your mind even goes to that place. I'm aware and so are my parents and have screenshots of everything from the past few weeks that Corey has said about me and in relation to you about me in these group chats and also everything else. But I'd never thought you would stoop that low, especially due to the 17-year age gap. Talk to me in 16 years if a 33-year-old takes advantage of Flynn for years, then runs shit talking him on Twitter. You want to play that game? Why do you even bother following me? Do you know how hard that message was to send? To someone that I idolized, to someone I loved.
By the way, Flynn that he referenced is Colleen's actual son. Anyways, after all of the rumors that have been spread they were actually the things that caused Adam to make this Colleen Ballinger Stop Lying video. Oh, and here's another thing I forgot to mention about that group chat. So every kid in the group chat they were all called the Weenies. And in the Weenies chat, Colleen would often do similar things like vent about her divorce, trauma dump and stuff like that to, really young kids, 13, 14, 15. But also Adam in that group chat was the subject of a lot of sexual jokes when he was still a minor. This was all before the falling out, of course. Also, Adam was going to do a Q&A on his YouTube channel, and Colleen, for the suggested questions, she's like, hey, are you a virgin? What's your favorite sex position? Bro, Bro, this kid was under 17 still. Why? Oh, just in case you're wondering, at the time of this, Colleen was like 30. You know, 3-0. Just in case you were curious. But anyways, we have another person in this story, a channel named Cody Rants. Colleen got into her DMs after this whole Adam falling out, and then Colleen starts telling Cody that Adam is the one behind the anti-Colleen Twitter account. So she comes in after just throwing a fan away because she kept on trying to use him. She goes into another fan's DMs and starts using her to get back at that other fan. Apparently this isn't even that weird for Colleen, because she would go into fan group chats and then talk smack about other fans in those group chats. You know, it's like the Sneetches from Dr. Seuss. They're all Sneetches, they're all Colleen fans, it's just some have the star, they're in the group chat, and they make fun of the people who aren't in the group chat.
Colleen is the best because she needs 10 of these fans. She is the most hateful, shadiest. I love her. Like, whenever we hang out, literally the first words out of her mouth are, okay, like, what do you got? Who do you hate? Who's next?
Anyways, Cody Rants has since apologized for being mean to Adam, and Adam has since apologized for, you know, being nasty to other fans when he was in those, like, group chats. And now we have to move on to another ex-Colleen fan who's spoken out about this. This time, we're going to call him Gemini John. I'll just call him John. Sorry, this vid's all over the place. This is just such a multifaceted situation. So many ways to get lost in it. I'm having trouble organizing things. Anyways, Johnny Boy started getting involved with Colleen when he was 15, and then he was actually, he worked on the Miranda Sings bus tour when he was 22, where he says he got bullied relentlessly. Alright, we're bringing Corey back into the equation here. So, John and Corey they were usually paired up in rooms from what I can gather. He called them room buddies. So, John asks Corey, hey, do you want the room? Corey then replies, I'll sleep on the bus. Some people like to live on the edge, I guess. So Corey heads off to the bus, and then John is like, oh shoot, forgot to give my man the room key. So he calls him up and he's like, hey, you want the room key? And then Corey just goes, nah, I'll get it in the morning. So that was the plan. The plan did not happen. Corey comes up to the room, visibly angry, and he starts chewing out John because he says John didn't ask him if he wanted the room, he just stole it. Despite the fact he did. And this lie he told the crew ended up getting John's room privileges revoked. So now he couldn't sleep in the room, and he couldn't shower in the hotel room. He had to shower at the venue, or he had to like use the shower of like the lighting crew and the sound crew. And for some reason, these like stagehands, they weren't paired up in like 3 people to a room. That is just wild to me, punishing a crew member by depriving them of access to a hotel bed and a shower.
I was screamed at immediately because I stole the room and I didn't ask for it, and how dare I? He's worked for his title. He has licked the floor clean where Colleen has walked to get his title. Blah 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 blah. Until family members like Colleen's parents and Rachel came on tour, they were my safety net. They allowed me to use their showers, hang out in their rooms on days off because I was completely blacklisted unless I went into our sound guy and lighting and tour assistants hotel room, and it was 3 of them sharing one. Like, it just wasn't realistic.
Alright, so we're bouncing back in time here. So Josh had a character called Sarah Ridiculous, which of course had a Twitter account. So Josh decided, hey, let's give Johnny the password to this account so that he can tweet on it for me. What is with these people just giving the password to these accounts so that they can be like run or co-run by just these teenagers? Like, I know this is not the most egregious thing they've done, and I know maybe social media managers weren't as prevalent as they were back in the day, but I still feel like this was an easy bullet to dodge. Bro, you're letting the student driver drive the Maserati. Alright, now to talk about Colleen herself again. Have y'all seen these dang live show clips?
This baby. I love little girls. Oh, do you need a poo massage? No, it's not a poo, it's a baby. Oh, I'm so pregnant. I just know it. I am. Well, let's get you to the hospital. Run, get out the car.
And so now, watch this. We're on the date, James. It's really romantic. Oh, we're getting close and personal. Oh, but I'm so hungry, James. Hold on, I got a snack.
Was this in your self-help book?
Was this in my self-help book?
Was it? Because I brought self-help with me and I was just wondering.
Well, shouldn't you know if you've read it? I'm just kidding, James. I'm just kidding. I love you. I'm just kidding. Do you want a cheese ball?
I'd love one. I can't believe I'm reaching in there right now.
Alright, I'm gonna return to the previous thing that I said in this video. There is a difference between making a crude joke about a child and making a crude joke with a child. Also, there's this clip floating around of a child spreading her legs in front of Colleen, and Colleen puts the microphone down and makes a fart noise. And then that girl comes out and says, yeah, I was embarrassing. And then she said, Colleen asked the audience to wear revealing clothing so that they could be picked out to come on stage.
Hell no, to the no, no, no. Hell to the no, hell to the no, to the no, no, no.
And there's this other story of, so there's this child, we'll just call him Jimbo for now. Jimbo walks up to Colleen on the beach. He's naked for whatever reason, I don't know why. But then Colleen decides the best course of action in that situation is to whip out her phone, film the child, and post it online.
Nifty. A little child just ran up to me, a little boy with a little pee-pee. He's laying on the sand right now. I'm gonna try to get him. I don't know if that's him, if you can see that. He wanted me to blow his bubbles. That sounds really dirty.
You know, if she didn't do anything else, if she never even interacted with Adam once, if she never even interacted with John once so that none of the stuff could have happened to them, never interacted with Cody, just lock her up for this? What is wrong with you? Frontal lobe, where is it? 'Cause it clearly wasn't doing its job that day. Even if she blurred the child in her post, which she might have, I didn't go back and check, because in my opinion it still doesn't matter. You still filmed some random person's nude child and put them online. You can see stuff like this on her official stuff too. There's that one time she put like in a thumbnail, she's like, I googled myself, and then it's her in a very a position that was clearly ripped from a porn video, yeah. And then in her book, there are so many reviews that are like, bruh, how is this for kids? Alright, I'm gonna go full armchair psychologist for a second, bear with me. I feel like this has happened a lot. An online children's entertainer has, people have looked back on their content as like, oh my gosh, how is this for kids? Shane Dawson, Onision, Colleen now, you got the Paul brothers. I wonder sometimes if they never meant to have children as their target demographic. Their target demographic was people like them, which just happened to be children. I don't know how to end this video, and it doesn't stop either. There's new stuff coming out all the time. I think just very recently John tweeted out how pathetic his pay was. And the current premise of Colleen's live show is like getting cancelled, fighting back against the haters, and everybody is like, is this like, are you for real? You're getting accused of all of this? Oh man. Does anybody remember the CNMA and my flop era thing? That reminds me of this, except I know that the Colleen stuff was made prior to all of this stuff. Shout out to atozy, Drama Queen, and Spill Sesh for keeping tabs on all of this stuff. Oh yeah, one more thing before I close this out. Here's a story about Colleen throwing a jug of her pee into traffic.
I think I'm peeing. It's very hot. It's very hot. I think I'm peeing. I had to pee so bad at this point that I had no control over my bladder. I couldn't tell if I was peeing or if I'd stopped peeing. I just had to pee so bad it was just like falling out of my pee hole. And I was like, my hand is wet. What is happening? There's a lot of hand wetness happening. My feet are wet. My legs are wet. Everything is wet. I lifted the water bottle. It is full to the brim with urine. And there's pee all, like I peed everywhere. So I threw up out the window. So whoever was behind us on the freeway got my pee all over their car.